Welcome back, guys. Well, still at home and under lockdown. So I thought today we'd do a requested video, and that is how to make yogurt in the Instant Pot. It's awesome and a game changer for yogurt making, and you know all the ingredients in it. It's super easy. I'm also going to show you guys how to make Greek yogurt and cream cheese called labna. Stay tuned. Let's head over to the kitchen. So welcome to my kitchen, and the first step in making this project, so we're going to make yogurt, Greek yogurt, and labna, which is cream cheese. So the first step is to actually make a nice big pot of fresh yogurt. So how we're going to do that, really simple, and that's why I want to show you guys this recipe, is that in the Instant Pot it's so easy to make fresh yogurt for the week. So what we'll need for making the yogurt was the first step in this project. I have whole milk there. I'm using lactose free. You don't have to do that. I like to use the whole milk because I'm going to get a lot of more solid product there out of my yogurt. So I'm going to use the whole milk, and then if you're just making yogurt, you don't want to go on and make the labna. You can add sweet condensed milk, and I've got that there in the middle. And then we need some bacteria to start our culture. So I have yogurt from earlier this week, so I'm going to use a little bit of that. Now behind me is my Instant Pot. I love this thing. So what I've done is I've gone ahead earlier before this video, and I've just sort of put on the sterilize cycle for about 10 minutes so that it's nice and clean inside, and we don't have any other bacteria that could incubate while this is going. So this is really simple. So what we're going to start off with, I'm going to put the full 1.5 liters of the milk into the pot here. Let me just pop that in there. A lot of yogurt out of this. Ooh, looks good. Now, to get the yogurt started, we need active cultures of bacteria. So this is my yogurt from this week. So I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of this to put it into the 1.5 liters of milk. Really important if you're doing this, say from a store-bought yogurt, that the yogurt ingredients contain active live cultures of bacteria. The original starter for this yogurt was the PC 0% Greek yogurt, and I used 2 tablespoons of that. So you could use, a regular brand of yogurt you like at the store to start it, but make sure it has live bacterial cultures. All right, so there's one. See how nice and thick homemade yogurt is? Ooh, it's yummy. There's one. Let's get the second one. And there we go. So you're going to want to mix this up really well. Make sure it's mixed throughout. You could whisk it in. I'm just going to use my spoon. Now, next step is to add, if you're just making Greek yogurt and regular yogurt, I would add half a tin of sweet condensed milk. This will add a little bit of lactose into your yogurt, so if you're really sensitive, just be aware of that. But this makes your yogurt nice and sweet. It's up to you. You don't have to add this. I love it in my yogurt. It makes it taste really good. Again, it's just a half a can, so about 150 mils of the sweetened condensed milk will go in there. If you don't want to add that to your yogurt, if you're going to make labna, you don't have to. All right, so everything's all mixed together. So this next step, really easy. So just pop your lid on. You don't even have to seal it. You can also use one of the glass lids for the Instant Pot if you want. I just put this on because whatever. And you don't have to seal it. There's no pressure cooking happening here at all, but I just put it on anyway. Just so we don't get other things in there from the environment. And then all you do is you hit yogurt. Now you can set this at, I like the 8.5 hour mark. You can set this to 9 hours and as little as 8 hours. I'm going to go 8.5. That's kind of my favorite, tanginess. A little bit more tangy the longer you let it go. And that's it. So we'll check back in with you in 8.5 hours, and then we'll start to make our Greek yogurt, and we'll start the labna as well. All right, here we are. So this is 8.5 hours later, as per my preference. Just gonna take this off, and let's look at the yogurt. Ooh, look at that. Oh, it's nice and thick. Let me stick a spoon in there and I'll show you. Remember we had milk in here before in our culture? Look at that. That is our yogurt. Isn't that awesome? That's just 8.5 hours in the Instant Pot. We've got some gorgeous yogurt. So if that's all you want is yogurt, we're basically done for this part. You just sort of put this into a clean mason jar and store it in your fridge for up to 10 days. But trust me, guys, this is so good, it is not going to last 10 days in your fridge. So my homemade yogurt here, I've just put some yogurt in there with some wild blueberries, and oh yeah, very good. Full of probiotics, very healthy for you, and Lots of antioxidants too with those blueberries. So what I'm getting set up next, I'm going to make the Greek yogurt and the labna. So I'm going to have two different setups here. I'll do the Greek yogurt on the left and the labna on the right. And the only other ingredient I'm going to need is a bit of salt. That's for the labna. So what do we do next? We spoon the yogurt into my little setup here, which is basically cheesecloth. Got a couple of layers there. And you'll see I also have a couple of colanders. So one colander here just over a bowl. And my other one here just over a pot. Oop. Guess I put my little honey spoon in there. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to spoon this into the cheesecloth. I'm going to just divide it in half. Half is going to go to make the labna and half is going to go to make the Greek yogurt. Just going to kind of pour this in. I'm going to eyeball here what's about half. So you're basically going to strain out the milk solids from the whey. So that's about half there. We'll put the rest in the other. All right, so we're gonna let gravity do all the heavy lifting. But just before we do that, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt in here. I don't know, like half a teaspoon for the labna. Just gonna mix it in. This is kind of crude. Just gonna stir this all in there. I could have put this in a bowl before doing that, but why waste another bowl? So just stir in that salt there, just to your taste. You don't have to go too crazy. I mean, I think for this whole setup, you could do about 3/4 of a teaspoon. It's probably a little bit generous with my half teaspoon there, but there you go. So that's the only one that's going to have the salt in it. This one is going to be just regular Greek yogurt, so it's not going to have any salt in it. So what I'm going to do now, some people will tie this into a little ball and like hang it off of their kitchen sink. I'm just going to let gravity do the work, and the whey is going to drip out the bottom here. You can already see at the bottom the whey coming out. And we'll be left with the milk solids. So what's going to happen now, I'm going to put these in the fridge. The one here that's Greek yogurt, that's going to be for about 24 hours in the fridge. And this one for the labna is going to be 48 hours. We want as little moisture as possible in this one because we want to have it sort of like a goat cheese consistency. Now the fridge can be a drying environment. So what I like to do is just put a nice sort of dishcloth over top so it doesn't get like a dried crust on the top of it. We'll do that for both. All right, so I've got both here in the fridge and we'll see you guys tomorrow to see what the Greek yogurt looks like. So here we are 24 hours later. Let's just check on the Greek yogurt. So I'm just gonna take off the cloth here. There we go. Oh yeah, so you got your milk solids there. Let's just see how thick this is. There you go. That is your Greek yogurt. So nice and thick, ready to go. And, oh, that looks good. You can even freeze this, to make frozen yogurts. You can make a fourth thing with my recipes. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to put this in a small mason jar right here and then store it in the fridge. And I'd keep it up to 7 to 10 days, but honestly, it's going to be gone in a couple days in this household. So now if I lift this out, there's the whey. Okay, so that's very rich in probiotic bacteria and some protein. So what you can do is, there's lots of uses for this. If you're into lacto fermentation, you want to save this and put it in your lacto ferments to get the, the fermentation started. You can put this in protein shakes. I'm going to pop this in the freezer for now. Lots of uses for it, guys. So don't throw that out. So I'll put this in the little jar as I mentioned, and then we'll tune in another 24 hours. I'm going to check on the labna. Let's give this a try. Oh, really, really good. Now this one, I never sweetened it, but it tastes wonderful, really tangy. You can add lots of fruit to that, or even a little bit of sugar if you wanted, or maple syrup. So good. So we're 48 hours out here, and I'm just going to grab my labna. So as you can see, it's nice and thick. I'm just going to lift it out of the pot here. And now what you can do is, some people put weights on this to even get more of the fluid out or give it a good squeeze, but looks like we're pretty good here. So you can either form it into a big ball, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make little tiny labna balls. Like it's really thick. You can see this is cream cheese, guys. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just take it out of the cream or the cheesecloth. And I'm going to pinch off little sections of it and roll them into balls. And these can actually later be stored in olive oil. So we're just going to do that. You see, it's just lovely. It's got a goat cheese consistency. It actually helps to coat your fingers in oil, so I might do that. Just quickly grab some olive oil off camera here. Yeah, that's better. So when you're forming the balls, it just doesn't stick to your fingers. You see the difference? Before I was kind of struggling. So a bit of olive oil there. Roll the little balls. You can make them in big or small sizes, whatever your preference. So for the next step, what I do is you can roll it in your own little spice blend, your wild spice blend. Or here I've just got some thyme and oregano and hot pepper flakes. And I'm just going to put it off to the side here when I'm done. These are like little portions of the cheese. Just going to move my knife there. There you go. All right, and so forth. And there we go. There's a few of them for demo purposes. So doesn't that look delicious? And I got some fresh bannock. You can serve it with your freshest bread or pita. And there you go. For your charcuterie board, for breakfast, for brunch, for lunch. Delicious homemade labna or cream cheese. Let's give it a try. All right, so I'm going to just try some here. Put some on my bannock. Oh yeah. Get some of that in there, that spreading. Ooh yeah, that looks good. Fresh cream cheese. Love it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on how to make yogurt with the Instant Pot, and then how you can subsequently make Greek yogurt and a lovely cream cheese called labna. If you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments, and I hope you guys have a great week as always. Have fun in the kitchen. Take care.